think we can all agree that $1,300 is a lot of money. Just for a little bit of context, that could have bought two tickets to the Georgia-Tennessee college football game last season, which according to the online ticket marketplace TickPick was the most expensive college football regular season ticket on record. It also could buy about 441 Grande Starbucks coffees, if that's something a little bit more your style. Now, what would you say if I told you that a lot of us in this room were already spending that $1,300 unnecessarily? According to Martinez and the 2022 Democratic Caucus, women pay roughly $1,300 a year that men don't for the exact same products. If you have purchased goods marketed towards women for yourself or for someone you love, chances are you have likely been taken advantage of by companies and their implementation of something called the pink tax. For years, I myself have purchased the goods I need to simply maintain my hygiene and my self-confidence, and that requirement will only grow as I make my way into the workforce. So my goal for today is to teach you about what the pink tax is and equip you with steps how we can move towards a future without it. In order to paint a picture of the most complete post-pink tax era, we're going to discuss what the problem is, how it has come to fruition, and ways that we can move towards a more equitable future. To begin, in order for us to discuss this topic, you have to know what the problem is. According to the World Economic Forum, the pink tax, in its most basic and simple terms, are gender-based price disparities. I'll give you an example. This might look like packages of earplugs at Walgreens that only differ in color and in price, or travel personal care kits sold at Ace Hardware with the exact same contents, yet female consumers paid about $2.50 more, essentially for a pink case. According to a New York study entitled From Cradle to Cane, the Cost of Being a Female Consumer, published in December of 2015, New York City's Consumer Affairs Commission found that on average and across 5 different industries, women's products cost about 7% more than similar products for men. In particular, the report noted that women paid on average about 13% more for personal care products. Not included in the report, but a main and large contention in the fight for female consumers are menstrual products. The tampon tax is an example of the broader umbrella of the pink tax, albeit with some differences. Whereas the pink tax is a tax, or couldn't really call it a tax, rather a difference in prices, implemented by manufacturers and by brands, the tampon tax, according to the pink tax's website, is governmental taxation of menstrual products. South Carolina and 21 other states still consider and tax menstrual products as luxury items. Now that we know what the problem is, we can talk about what's caused it. Unfortunately, the pink tax is a result of a myriad of different causes, including marketing strategies and deeper societal causes. The pink it and shrink it ideology, according to an independent article published in December 2021, is the marketing mantra that manufacturers use to charge more for female products that are, you guessed it, typically smaller in size. The COO of Facebook, Sheryl Sandberg, said in an article for Adweek, "As industry influencers, we have the power to change the messages. Either we continue marketing in ways that perpetuate gender stereotypes, or instead, we can use messages that educate and empower." But despite people becoming more aware of this issue, according to an article entitled "Beyond the Pink Tax, Gender-Based Pricing and Differentiation of Personal Care Products," published in the 2021 Gender Issues Journal, Gutierrez and her colleagues noted that gender branding is a critical marketing strategy for personal care products and that it is, quote, "still alive and well." Another reason why the pink tax weighs so heavily on female consumers is the ever-present and already existing gender wage gap. According to an article entitled "The Pink Tax, How Gender-Based Pricing Hurts Women's Buying Power," published by the Joint Economic Committee in December of 2016, a woman in 2015 earning median wages, working full-time, year-round, earned only 80% of what her male counterpart did. For a typical female worker, that adds up to approximately $10,500 in a year and $500,000 in a lifetime. This is even more detrimental when we consider women of color. According to a report by the U.S. Government Accountability Office published in December of 2022, women of color face an even greater pay gap of 37 to 42 cents on the dollar compared to white men. When we consider the idea of the pink tax and the fact that these women oftentimes purchase more products for different hair types, for example, that are affected by the pink tax, we can see how this problem is even more detrimental. It's already been done in New York and California that stops the pink tax before it even begins. According to the Women's Caucus of Legislators in California, AB 1287, or the Eliminate the Pink Tax bill, prohibits businesses from assigning different prices to goods simply because of who they're marketed towards. According to the South Carolina State House, South Carolina members on the Committee of House Ways and Means have introduced a bill that would remove the tax on menstrual products. And that's amazing. It's a great step forward. However, it's important to remember the tampon tax is only a small part of that broader umbrella that we talked about earlier. Now that you are equipped with real solutions, I hope that you have a better understanding of what the pink tax is and why we have to get rid of it. By discussing the pink tax, what caused it, and possible solutions, it's my hope that you feel more informed and ready to make real change, which you can. We can choose to shop at stores and with brands that don't discriminately price their goods, like some that I've mentioned previously. We can always and should vote for officials that want to make our equal future a priority. Here in South Carolina specifically, we can reach out to our senators to make sure that they pass aforementioned Bill 3563 as a step in the right direction. If we fight to get rid of the pink tax, we can rest assured that our country will be a more equitable place, even if it is one that's jazzed up on more caffeine and goes to a lot more football games.